I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Welcome back. This is Douglas Cooper, a gun dude named Doug, the Facebook guy, welcoming you back to our 1-year anniversary episode of Arm the Populace, and what a year it has been. So let's just start off with this. Ain't a damn thing changed. We're still.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Charlie G, Safety Range Officer, Arm the Populace, canine training, hand-to-hand combat training. I also am one of the public liaisons of Arm the Populace. Today I got a couple of topics to talk to you all about, so we'll go ahead and get into those. Right. This is my son, Junior. Junior, this is the public. He's here on Arm the Populace to talk about the proper way of handling a gun, your handgun, any other single parents out there. This way we go through things.
Yes.
Is pretty much to be able to go out there and present myself around my community, be able to do a lot of charity work, and still be able to feel safe in different areas where I may go. Pretty much with Arm the Populace, when you take a class with Doug Cooper, I will tell you this: he will show you the laws, he will tell you the laws, he will teach you the laws throughout his class. You will make sure he'll also
Absolutely. To protect my family, other family members, other people's family, just, hey, anybody in general that may need help, you know? There's a lot of bad guys out here, man, and we gotta stop them.
Well, and being a member of the Buccaneers, which is like a brotherhood.
Yes, absolutely.
I find that there is sort of a sense of solidarity amongst concealed carry holders.
Oh, absolutely.
Black, white, purple, brown, male, female.
Absolutely.
Like people, hang out with like people regardless of backgrounds.
Yes. You are the company you keep, buddy. Absolutely. 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 Come see this man. Doug is...
Hey everybody, it's Erica. Around here I'm actually known as Little Bit 9 Mil. I want to recommend to all my friends and all the people watching this to get up with ATP, to go get your carry and conceal. It's just something that you need to do. You don't know what you're going to walk into when you walk out your front door. You don't know what you're going to walk out of when you leave work, whether it's a night, a morning, anything like that. There's things today, terrorists, there's clown situations, there's a lot of people have exes, stalkers, different things like that. Good reasons to carry.
You are making me very uncomfortable. I'm a legally armed citizen. Please step back, cut the clown shenanigans so I can leave.
Well, people, I'm glad you're here. One thing that I like to say on camera today is ATP, yes, it is a lifestyle, it is a family, it's a way of life for me. Anyhow, my family, my friends, love all. Even my enemies, come one. But, like I said, being a part of ATP is something that I'm proud of. Being a part of ATP is something that I respect and I actually love. So, stay legit, be armed.
What we're going to do now is I'm actually going to bring out 3 of the trainers from Arm the Populace. Hulk, Charlie G, and Baby Bear. And what I'm going to do is give you ladies a very quick tutorial, because we do offer women's self-defense classes. It is not this nonsense of carrying your keys in your hand. No. It is much more along the lines of a Krav Maga style of, if you are attacked, it's for real. There are no holds. There's nothing disallowed. It is kill or be killed, because that's what I assume if you put your hands on me. I don't know if you're going to show me mercy. You know, I don't know if me going, I give will stop your attack. So I assume it's kill or be killed. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring the trainers out and I will walk you through. The first one I told you is just roll the thumb under the hand like that and tighten your fingers, and you can feel the way it reinforces those bones. It will transfer force right through. And you hit it with the palm of your other hand to get them off you. The other, that's if you're grabbed from the front. The other one is if you're grabbed from behind. Because the whole idea is to create space between you and your attacker so then you can continue responding. Your first response was this to that.
Definitely.
Okay, then we're going to get things lined up, and people at home, follow along. This can all be learned right through the TV. Roll the thumb over, tighten your fingers, put it against the Adam's apple or where a man's Adam's apple would be, and transfer that force with your palm. Okay, when you come for a self-defense class, especially women, with Arm the Populace, we do things a little bit differently because we take a very common sense, tactical approach to everything. So one of the first things that we teach women is to get used to being grabbed. So Chi-Chi, if I can borrow you for just a second, one of the first steps that we do is over and over, we do that again and again and again until you stop flinching. Because fights are not won or lost in the first second, they're won or lost in the first third of a second. Not 1/1000, 1 Because as soon as my hands touch her, she needs to be responding, not thinking anymore. So, like I was telling you, what I'm going to do, this is Hulk. He is going to be the attacker. Chi-Chi will be the victim. The first will be just a frontal attack, the standard grab and pull in. We're going to go through things slow because we're in the studio, not our dojo. There's no tatami mats and things like that, so everything will be in slow motion, but that way you can also see it. So let's walk through it slowly first. You would grab her by the shoulders. Immediately her hand comes up, the thumb is rolled underneath, the fingers are tight, creating that metal plate of bone. Her palm is then striking here, not the fingers are weak. That's like metal. Even if he is in closer to her, each successive blow will push him away. So let's go through it slow. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, grab. Ready? 3, 2, 1, grab, and right there. Doesn't matter how tough you are, that kind of pressure on your Adam's apple will collapse your windpipe. Now, the other one I want to show you is if you're grabbed from behind. Once again, if I grab from behind, I am trying to control and subdue. Now, I'm a smart criminal, so I expect her to headbutt me. I want to show you how you deal with that. Even though she tries to headbutt me and miss, you literally poke your butt out as hard as you can. That breaks my grip. Then you throw the headbutt again. So, Eric, if you don't mind, if you will attack Chi-Chi from the back, missed with the headbutt. Do you see the way sticking the butt out pushes him back into an awkward position? It doesn't matter how big or strong your attacker is, your torso is stronger than their arms. That's math. You can't argue math. Very good. You did great. Miss D, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, like I was explaining, the first thing we would do normally in a self-defense class is just grab you over and over and over again until you quit flinching. Boom! See? That's why we do it.
Right.
But since this isn't a complete class, let's skip that formality and go right to giving you something you can use. So what I'm going to have Charlie do is grab you from the front like an attacker. You're going to put that thumb underneath. You're going to put this part of your hand right against his Adam's apple. You're going to take the palm on your other hand and start hitting it. Even if you're in close, every successive hit is going to push him back further. In a combat situation, it is all about creating distance between you and your opponent so you can get to your gun, knife, taser, cell phone, run, whatever, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll count down 3, 2, 1, we'll do it slow, and I want you to grab Miss D. You ready? 3, 2, 1, grab. Let's go through it again, because again, you want to line. So this part is against the Adam's apple, and that part is being struck with your palm. Okay. 3, 2, 1, grab, just like that. And you keep hitting it over and over, and you want to try to hit with that part of your palm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Let's go one more time. 3, 2, 1, grab. That's exactly it.
Let's try the one from behind. So again, if I grab you from behind, I am trying to gain control and subdue. So even if you go to headbutt me, I've moved my head. See, I'm peeking out? Stick your butt out as hard as you can, and it breaks that grip. So Charlie is going to now attack you from behind. You headbutt.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Throw the headbutt first, and that may work, but if they're smart and they've moved their head, you saw what just happened.
Right.
That is math. Gotta load up the magazines before you can shoot. Whether it's a 22 long rifle, a 5.56, 7.62, 308. Can't do anything with an unloaded magazine. So for today, it's just gonna be myself and two of my instructors that are shooting because of the inclement weather. But then we'll be out here later on this week during the concealed carry class, where a couple of the ladies that are taking the class have been nice enough that they're gonna shoot these same rifles and see what they think about them. Because they're all over the news. You hear about them every time you turn on the news, open the newspaper. The black rifle or black plastic rifle or black assault style rifle. What is it? Is it fully automatic? What's the difference between a machine gun and a submachine gun? These are things that you need to know in order to make intelligent decisions when it's time to vote about what should be legalized and what should not. Because once you legislate away a freedom, you never get it back. So my voice on this, my thesis, is that it is not the rifle, it's always the person. So whether or not I take a hammer or a hatchet and I go into a school and kill a bunch of kids, or I take a gun like this, the bottom line is a bunch of kids get dead. Now, is that hammer or hatchet responsible, or is the person wielding it? It's like saying nobody should have driver's licenses because some people drive drunk. Don't legislate away your freedoms. And on top of that, these things are a lot of fun. There's a reason that they were called sporting rifles. So that's what we're going to do here today, is we're going to show you exactly what these are. This has been the episode that I've been wanting to do for some time. We had to wait for the weather to get a little nicer to come out of the studio. But this is what I wanted to talk about today, is the black rifle, black plastic rifle, black assault style rifle. There's two main platforms. There's the AR-15, which is the civilian equivalent of the M4. There's also the ubiquitous AK-47. So let's start with the one that NATO, which is what America, all of that's a part of, uses, which is the AR-15. It's a gas-powered, semi-automatic rifle. They were originally developed for use by the Air Force regarding Air Force bases. They were adopted into military service during the Vietnam War era. They originally experienced some problems in the field because they are a little more high maintenance, but the accuracy is tremendous. There is very little recoil, and the ammo doesn't weigh as much, so soldiers were able to carry a lot more of it. The civilian equivalent shoots .223. The military equivalent of that is 5.56 NATO. If you're going to get an AR-15, I recommend getting a mil spec or military specification one. That way it can handle both ammunition easily. Sometimes just the regular civilian .223, which is commonly used for deer hunting, won't feed right through. The 5.56 won't feed right through it. 5.56 will take both the 5.56 and the .223. The other very prolific rifle in this category is the AK-47, which stands for Automatic Kalashnikov 1947. Mikhail Kalashnikov was a tanker during World War II. And after World War II, he had this fear of hordes of Nazis pouring over the eastern borders into Russia. Hitler had the designs for this, and he's the one who actually dubbed it the Sturmwürger, or assault rifle. Mikhail Kalashnikov took those plans back to Russia, made a few improvements on it, and what came out of it was the Automatic Kalashnikov, or AK, in 1947. Again, it's a gas-powered, semi-automatic rifle. This one was designed so that an 8-year-old could operate it. It has been so instrumental in overthrowing tyrants and oppressive regimes around the world that it is on some nations' flags. Now, because sometimes the ammo gets a little pricey, there are variants of these guns in smaller calibers. This, though it looks very similar to the AR-15, is simply a Ruger 1022 with an Archangel conversion kit on it. So it just fires the very common 22 long rifle round. It's a way to practice your accuracy without going bankrupt. And it comes in different styles as well. This is interesting because though this again looks like an AR-15, it's a 22, it's a Mossberg. This is considered a handgun by federal law. A lot of fun at the range, but more importantly, this is an AK-47 pistol. By ATF and federal regulations, this is a handgun. So I can legally conceal carry this with my CCW, concealed under a hoodie or trench coat. Now, you say it's awfully big, and I understand that, but for people that work in high-risk areas or high-risk professions, being able to legally carry something that can shoot through an engine block or a fire door comes in pretty handy. Arm the Populace does do private armed security, so there are times our operatives do carry these with good reason. So, question that always gets asked, why do you need an assault rifle? Why do you need one of these? For starters, there is a national problem with wild boars and coyotes. They're excellent varmint killers. And when you're shooting at a coyote or one of these wild boars, it may take 2 or 3 shots. Wild boars will kill you. You may need to put 5, 6, 8, 10 if it is charging at you. Secondly, they are a lot of fun, as we're going to demonstrate. I have 2 of my other instructors out here, and after this portion, we're going to show you what these things can do. Third, I used to be a federal agent. I took an oath to defend this country from threats both foreign and domestic. General Yamamoto in World War II said you could never invade mainland America. There would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. My contention is every American should have one of these rifles. It is crucial for your self-defense and the defense of your liberty. But enough politicking, let's do some shooting. At Arm the Populace, one of the things we believe in is showing is learning. We take a very hands-on approach with our concealed carry class, with our combat tactical classes. I'm going to run you through some scenarios. So, young woman leaving for work, unarmed, kind of unaware, runs into an assailant with a hammer, and frees. What happens now? Young woman probably gets beaten, drug off, who knows? So, thank you, assailant. Let's try scenario 2. Young woman gets her own hammer. Okay, that's a good start. So, here comes assailant with a screwdriver. Enter assailant with screwdriver. Oh my God, it's an assailant. Freeze. Now, do you really want to get into a hammer fight with this? I will if I have to, but let's make it worse. Assailant number 3. It's not just one this time that she's got to hammer fight with. There is another one, brandishing a meat cleaver that looks remarkably like Mr. Slicey. These odds are getting worse. So let's try something else. Thank you, assailants. Thank you, nice young lady. She goes out and gets herself a good can of self-defense spray. Who got hair dye instead of silly string, but that's what we're going to use. So, you gonna pay for your mistakes? The assailants come up, dries, and she is ready with her glowing glitz spray. Oh no! Okay. So I would rather have a hammer than nothing. It's a good start. Against 1, maybe. 2, probably not. 3, I need a better plan. Okay, thank you, assailants. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get a good, high quality, military grade self-defense spray in case there are multiple assailants. Multiple assailants, please come forward. Now, the young lady is prepared with mace. Keep coming. Now that I'm ready to get into a poison video, I've got enough, Aqua netted my lack of hair, but that's pretty good. So if you're not gonna carry a gun, at least carry a self-defense spray. But what if we do this? What if one of the assailants, and she's got her self-defense spray, comes up and does this? Even blinded, he pulls the trigger. That young nice lady loses. So, I have a solution. May I give you one of these? Thank you, Doc. Let's try this again. Now the nice young lady has gone through a Arm the Populace $65 concealed carry course, has filed with the Sheriff's Department, and is legally armed. So this time if Bubba, Pookie, Ray Ray, and Skillet come up to her, keep coming, bang, pow, boom, go back and die, bang, bang, pow.
Oh, my leg.
I think you shot me in my pinky toe. Die. Keep dying. Thus we have the moral of the story. God created man, Samuel Colt made him equal. At the end of the day, this nice lady, law-abiding, legally armed citizen, stays alive because she took ownership of her self-preservation. Let be reloaded. That's how we do it, people. Well, as you can see, shooting offhanded, not only a necessary skill, can be pretty fun. That was a Glock 21 mag dump. I'm going to show you a couple of things. One, right along the lines of the tactical skill set. One of my favorite everyday carries, especially in the summer, is the Kel-Tec P3AT. World's lightest 380. 380, world's lightest combat cartridge. But I don't know if one's enough, so I prefer a dual wield. Hot. Two of them give me 12 rounds of 380. So I carry one in each cargo short pocket.
Hey, it's me again, Charlie G, Safety Range Officer, one and only. Today, what I'm going to be showing you is a granite shot. We like to call the big boom. It's going to be coming out of Tatiana here. Most in the gun. As you can see, these are the rounds I'm going to use to blast this poor little piece of granite out. Wow, it's some fun here.
Not concrete.
Not concrete.
Granite.
Granite. It means a whole lot harder. Hard to hit. Promise you it'll work. I'm also going to be the gentleman that's going to take the shotgun shot with Mrs. Jones. My AR-15. She's a beaut. Love her. Some of you guys might even get a chance to shoot if you come to class. Some of our fans already have. Ask them. Recoil's not that bad, but the blast afterwards, wonderful.
Go to work.
So, go ahead and take this first shot here.
Make sure you get the rock.
Yep,
The puddle.
it worked. Wow, that one too. How about one more splash? Yeah.
It's not always about killing. It always isn't about Willie the Crackhead. Sometimes it's just about marksmanship, and it's a stress release. Littered throughout the hill are little 5-hour bottles, tin cans, things like that. Whether it be a 22, an AR, a BB gun, Fact of the matter is, shooting's fun. That's why there are a lot of kids programs even. Charlie's gonna step up, finish cleaning off the berm. Out here at Blazing Bullet Shooting Range. Let him wrap up. This is Douglas Cooper with Arm the Populace. 1 year anniversary.
Now it's time to go ahead and help clean up the berm.
Get him. Your lip gloss is popping. Whee!
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Whee! Whee!
That's how I do it.
And that's why we do tactical classes. The difference between round ball or full metal jacket versus a hollow point. Round ball. Hollow point. See the difference? Was hit by round ball or full metal jacket, it put a hole in it. The second one was hit by a hollow point. There's only half a jug left. That's why we carry hollow points. Our concealed carry holders, police, we carry hollow points. Going hot, let her rip. Again. As fast as you can pull the trigger. Well done. You were closing in on. Straight out.
I'm Jaron with Arm the Populace, ATP, and the gun that I choose to carry is a 40 Smith & Wesson M&P. See what this doing. Going hot? Hot. Hot. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Ozone. I'm the range safety officer for Doug Cooper, and my everyday carry, Taurus PT 840. Very good sidearm. I love it. This is my baby. And this is what we do. ATP.
I'm Charlie G, another one of the safety range officers. I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite gun, limited edition Taurus 380. No recoil. Hot.
Told you I'm jam. Drop the mag. Clear around.
Still works.
Do you just carry one gun?
No, I actually carry 3.
So when that one jammed in real life,
I would use my MP.
and
You gotta be quick. Hey, if you still got a person that's still up, finish them off.
So just the 2 guns?
No. I have a third one.
States military uses, and there's a reason for that. That's why.
Hello, my name is Hulk. I am with ATP. I'm an executive protection agent. I carry a 10mm Glock. It's a Glock 20. I love it because it has a velocity of a 9mm and a power of a 45. So, watch me work. Perfect.
ATP, come on out here by our target. This is how we do it every day. You are responsible for your safety. All else fails, when your guns run out of bullets, knives never run out of bullets. From Arm the Populace, saying keep yourself safe, because we might not be there to help. Come see us, take ownership of your self-preservation. Tactical classes, combat classes, martial art classes, knife fighting classes, both standard, inverted, and karambit. You cannot invest too much time in your own life. Keep yourself safe. From Arm the Populace, wishing you all the best. See you next month. Of Arm the Populace. I'm the host, Douglas Cooper, and today's topic that we're going to be, or this month's topic, is going to be the reality of training and real-world combat. Because getting your concealed carry is not enough. Carrying a gun with you every day is not enough. Staying vigilant, keeping an eye out, it's not enough. You have to continue to further your training. Because I'm sure you've seen the news, just a few days before filming this, there was the terrorist attack in Belgium. We do not have enough military, Homeland Security agents, FBI, police to patrol everywhere, every time, and everyone. Our best Homeland Security is a legally armed and trained populace. It's going to be very basic things like drawing your gun from the holster. I can't tell you how many times someone comes out for a tactical class and wanting to be fast, they draw and they wind up pulling the holster out with their gun. So take that third of a second to draw. With a concealed carry class, by state regulations, at this point you don't even have to use live guns. You can use laser simulators. We do it old school. We still use live guns, but it is basic shooting skills. Sight, target acquisition, grip, things like that. We don't get into drawing from your holster, reloading magazines, any of that stuff. That is all a developmental skill set that you need to further with your training. So, when you sign up for a tactical advanced class, ask them what you're going to be learning. Because until you practice things like drawing from your holster, taking that step back, letting a magazine drop and reloading, things like that. Because as Musashi said, you can only fight the way you train. So if when you train, you take your empty mag, put it back in your pouch, that's what you're going to do in real life. When that magazine is empty, it is no more good to you. Let it fall. Get a new one in your gun and keep shooting. The military, that is the way they train. There are a number of police officers that die with empty magazines in their hand because they're so used to at the shooting range they replace it in their pouch.
I would rather have a few nicks on my gun. I would rather have a few scratches on my magazine, and to be fluent in transitioning from one weapon to another, from one magazine to another, than to make sure my guns are pristine and I don't know what I'm doing if I have to use them. Because once the two-way shooting range starts, a lot of that stuff goes out the window, which is why I come back to you fall back to your highest level of training. You continue developing your skill set. Shooting, just like a lot of things, is a developmental skill. The more you practice, the better you'll get. But you need to practice correctly. I've had friends come to me who have sent thousands of rounds downrange, but they were never taught how to properly hold a gun. It was amazing the way their accuracy increased. Things like that. If you practice right, when the time comes, it will be instinctive. You can follow through. You won't have to think. Are my wrists straight? Are my thumbs over each other? All of that stuff. It will come naturally to you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over and I'm going to have some of the staff of Arm the Populace and a couple of friends that were in the show. Antoine's going to be doing it, as well as Ozone. Just some of the things we offer in our basic tactical course. Looking at it, you're going to say, well, that doesn't look that hard. It's not, but you have to practice it. Riding a bike isn't hard, but the first time you got on it, I bet you fell, didn't you? Same thing. So one of the first things we do, we practice with unloaded guns. Practicing the drawings, that way you don't shoot yourself in the foot or the leg. Once you get fluid with an unloaded gun, then you try it with a real gun that's loaded. We have a saying when you start an advanced course: smooth is fast, accurate is fast. Fast is not fast. So if you're smooth and you're accurate, you can get faster. Just being fast isn't enough. That's spraying and praying. It is better to take that extra third of a second, clear the gun from the holster. Take another third of a second to aim, because fire ready aim does not work. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to the range, and we're going to actually, you're going to see some footage of some of the basic tactical drills that we do. On the Populace, he's using a Glock 21 45 ACP. 1, 2, 3. Take your step back, draw. Perfect. Textbook. Clear your weapon. 1, 2, 3. Step back, draw, double. Beautiful. Clear your weapon. 1, 2, 3. Step back and draw. Beautiful. Clear your weapon. 1, 2, 3. Draw. Clear your weapon. 1, 2, 3. Clear your weapon. When you're ready on this one, because you're firing from cover. Just like that. Well done. One on the right, 2. Change mags. One on the left. Whenever you're ready. Nice. Well done. And you're with me whenever you're ready. Nice. One of the things, may I see your gun for a minute? A lot of times in combat shooting, there is the slide release, but I recommend once you get that magazine in, just use the back of it. It's much quicker. Instead of using the thumb release, which sometimes can be hard to push, as soon as you get that magazine in, almost as you go to your grip, you can get it chambered. Touched in your life by gun violence, and yet here you are right with me. You have your concealed carries, you carry a gun for your safety and the safety of your family. Let's get together and talk about this stuff. Because I have a feeling
that we're really not alone, nor that we're that crazy. And I think there's a lot of people out there that will hear this and think, you know what? Maybe I will go see the Yellow Flyer people. Maybe I'll go see that gun dude named Doug or Hulk Smash. We'll come down to the Buccaneers and have some chicken or fish. God forbid, I don't want to have to go through what that poor woman went through. And again, I am dedicating this show to my mother, Gail Cooper, for raising me the way she did. There's a quote by Emerson that if one person will have breathed easier for you having lived, then your life has been worthwhile. If someone watches this show and has been on the fence about taking ownership for their self-preservation, please give us a call. Google us, Arm the Populace. Go to videos, you can watch the TV shows, but you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are the home of the $65 all-inclusive concealed carry class because we want to meet you halfway. We want you to take ownership for your self-preservation before that awful catalyst happens. So, to wrap up, what we're going to do is, because I appreciate you going through more of a steak show with us. I know you're used to steak and sizzle. We will add in a mag dump or two, but this was from the heart. We really did want to talk to our audience and to convey some really heartfelt messages, and I can't thank you all enough for opening up, especially Rebecca, thank you. It's Justice for CJ is the Facebook page.
Justice for CJ.
Justice for CJ. If you know anything, help. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. So, not from any political stance, disestablishmentarianism, any of that. Just a simple sentiment from concealed carry holders to everyone. Just don't tread on us. Hands to yourselves, and we're great. Don't shoot at us. Don't shoot at our families. Don't oppress us. And we're great neighbors, friends, relatives. Thank you for watching Arm the Populace. I'm Douglas Cooper, a gun dude named Doug, the Sasquatch guy on Facebook. This is Rebecca, Hulk, Antoine saying, get legal, be armed, stay vigilant, watch your back and each other's. See you next month. Doug Cooper with Arm the Populace out here in our home away from home, blazing bullets. I appreciate you watching the show that we just did. We wanted to take some time to address all of the stuff that's in the news, internationally, nationally, locally. Guns are everywhere, and guns are a lot of fun. So we took the serious side with our panel discussion about guns, cops, gun violence, all of that. But besides self-defense and being able to defend your loved ones, guns are fun to shoot. So we do appreciate you watching the steak portion of this show. Now what we're going to do is Charlie G, Hulk, and a couple of our students have some ARs that they want to dump. And when I say mag dump, it's as quick as they can pull a trigger. They're semi-automatic, but they're going to sound like full auto. Hulk is actually going to be using a 50-round drum out of a 308. It's a lot of firepower. So we're going to go right over to the range, get some mags loaded, and send some dirt flying. This is just for our audience, because we know what you like from Arm the Populace. Can't do a whole show without shooting something. So let's go blow some stuff up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Up, back, down. Woo! How'd you die?
Squirrel! Grab it.